Ever since the 1950s, the passing game has been a big part of Canadian football. Throwing the ball equates with glamour and excitement, and it has produced some legendary quarterback-receiver combinations that have not only rolled up yards, but have also been vital components in winning programs. And in Saskatchewan, they're beginning to wonder if Tom Burgess and Don Narcisse might be the next illustrious pass and catch duo in the CFL. In only 2 games, Burgess has thrown for 8 touchdowns. Narcisse has caught 4 of them, and the difference in '89 is Narcisse is healthy.
Right, I lost a lot of confidence in myself last year. I was 60% last year, and now I'm 100%. And I found myself asking for the ball. You know, coming back to the huddle, I'll be asking for the ball. And we have 4 guys that's out there and is doing a fine job. And we have a balanced offense, and Tom Burgess is making it whereas he can go to either receiver at any time.
Tonight in Regina, the Hamilton Tiger Cats will try to shut down Burgess and Narcisse.
In the dark ages of fitness, the cramping and soreness associated with exercise bikes were grudgingly endured. Fortunately, that cycle's been broken. Introducing the affordable Recline Rider from Fitness Quest. Compared to conventional bikes, Recline Rider is comfort on wheels. It's physiologically engineered so you won't get as sore or cramped as you would hunched over a stationary bike. Recline Rider's advanced design provides a good aerobic workout. Experts agree. Legs working in line with the heart provide better circulation while exercising. Reclining not only reduces back stress, but allows you to focus on muscles in your legs and buttocks so you firm up fast. Burn calories, too. Recline Rider has quality features you'd expect to find only on the most expensive reclining cycles. It has a precision-weighted flywheel, not like the less effective crank assemblies found on many low-quality cycles. It's this flywheel that makes pedaling smooth, quiet, and aerobically efficient. A wide range of tension adjustments allows you to constantly challenge yourself, whatever your level of fitness. The distance between the seat and pedals adjusts for different heights. And thanks to Recline Rider's comfortable seat, your gluteals never had it so good. So, if you want to fight stress, shape up, trim thighs, tummy, and lose weight, this laid-back bike was built for you. Reclining bikes are a new fitness phenomenon and cost as much as $500. But now, you can have unmatched quality for just 4 easy payments of $24.95. And that is a comforting thought. So if you're inclined to fitness, call toll-free now. Order Recline Rider by calling 1-800-346-6100. That's 1-800-346-6100. We'll bill your credit card 4 easy payments of just $24.95 each. And we won't bill the last payment till you've tried Recline Rider for 60 days. You get a full 60-day home trial with a money-back guarantee. The total price, just $99.80 plus $10 shipping and handling. Full payment mail orders accepted. Or just call 1-800-346-6100 now.
The Hamilton Tiger Cats weren't viewed as first-place material when the season began, but they've opened with victories over Toronto and Winnipeg, last year's Eastern finalists. Saskatchewan is out to convince people their 11-7 record of last year was for real, and they're making progress after wins over Calgary and the BC Lions. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our CFN telecast from Taylor Field in Regina. The last 2 unbeaten teams in the CFL this season, Saskatchewan and Hamilton, both 2-0. We've talked about the heroics that Tom Burgess has performed at quarterback for the Saskatchewan Roughriders this season. Well, the Hamilton Tiger Cats have a player on offense who has performed some heroics of his own. Running back Derek McAdoo, a tremendous new addition to the CFL, equally adept at running and pass receiving, and he has given the Ticats something they haven't had for a long time, and that's an import running back who can break a game open. With more on what to expect from Saskatchewan and Hamilton tonight, here's Neil Lumsden.
We've talked about the flashy players, Don Narcisse, Derek McAdoo. Now, they're going to be all over this field tonight, making all sorts of things happen, according to their coaches, probably good things. But there's going to be some other battles, a little bit more confined along the offensive and defensive line. We've got Roger Aldag, who's a perennial all-star, Mike Walker and Grover Covington on the other side of the football. Now, Walker and Covington are going to do what they have to do to get to the quarterback. They're going to be stunting from the outside. There's going to be different things happening. Aldag and his offensive line, and a good one at that, are going to have to be able to pick up those stunts and protect his quarterback. If they don't do their job along the offensive line, it could be a long night for some of those stars in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Neil, we'll closely watch that battle in the trenches as we bring you Hamilton and Saskatchewan next on CFN.
I'm Robert Stack. I'm proud to know Ronald Reagan as a friend and as a great president. I would like you to join me in commemorating 8 years of the Ronald Reagan presidency. Now, you can have this commemorative medallion, a permanent tribute to the Ronald Reagan era of American history, at the official issue price of $10. His genuine affection for our country and her people has made Ronald Reagan one of the most popular and best-loved presidents. This medallion has been engraved in exacting detail, is precision minted in solid pewter. It's the size of a silver dollar and is layered in 24-karat gold and offered for a limited time. It's a lasting tribute to this great leader and a way to preserve this period of American history for yourself and your children.
Order your Ronald Reagan commemorative medallions today for yourself or as a gift. This valuable collector's issue is sure to be treasured for years to come. Pay the $10 issue price plus $2 each for delivery. There is a limit of 3 medallions per order. Call this toll-free number now.
And tonight we're at Taylor Field in Regina, the Hamilton Tiger Cats with 2 wins and no losses, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders with the same record. The Ticats beating Toronto 24-15 and then Winnipeg 28-22. Saskatchewan with that tremendous comeback win over Calgary to open their season 32-29. And then a victory in BC Place 42-37. And we're underway. Ridgway angles it high toward the sideline and short. It was caught by DiPietro at the 45 of Hamilton. And the reason that Ridgway kicked off like that as we watch Mike Kerrigan and the Hamilton offense come out of the field is the wind has really kicked up here at Taylor Field in Regina. And it's into the face of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, favoring Hamilton in this opening quarter.
As we watch Kerrigan get ready to get his offensive team together for the first series, we'll see if he starts with what he's known best at doing. 3 and 4 set drops, getting the ball quickly.
A handoff to McAdoo on the first play, and he is stopped for a loss of 3 or 4 yards, and that hasn't happened to him very often this season. Well, the sky here in Regina has taken a turn for the worse in the last hour and a half. A severe thunder shower warning is now in effect for the city of Regina. The temperature dropping rapidly. There is light rain already at Taylor Field and a very menacing looking weather system that appears to be headed right this way. Kerrigan throws, second down. Nice pass and catch. Wally Zatelny with the reception up to the 50-yard line of the Ticats.
Al Bruno talked about moving Kerrigan around. Not that much because he's not the sprint type quarterback of a Matt Dunnigan or any of those guys that like to get to the outside, but he will try to move the pocket, at least kind of like a throwback outside his tackles to try to get him away from being a main target for that very aggressive front four.
Yeah, most teams look for Kerrigan in the pocket, Neil, and Hamilton will try to make him not so easy to find as we look at Paulus Baldiston. For the first time, a much improved punter this season, and he has a strong wind with him to get this one off. Hits it low, not as much distance as he would have had with a higher kick. Richie Hall has it for Saskatchewan, and he's back to the 38-yard line of the Roughriders.
A good job of setting up a return by Saskatchewan, bringing it up the field just a bit, then taking it to the sidelines, and the ball popped out as he went down to the ground. The buzz was live and picked up by Hamilton.
Well, Richie Hall showing his disgust. Roger Aldag, 44, is saying we should have first down, but that's not the way it's worked out. As Baldiston a 44-yard punt. Hall brought it back 24.
And Richie Hall, as you see, takes it and then stows immediately left. You see the blockers out front. Albert Brown leading him. He cuts it back up inside, makes a nice cut here, but that hit right there by Giftopoulos knocks the ball loose, and he recovers it himself.
The ball didn't come out for very long. It actually rolled under Giftopoulos. Kerrigan trying to hit DiPietro deep down a seam, but overthrows him. We asked Al Bruno what concerned him most about the game, and he said turnovers, things he couldn't control, penalties. Well, he has a turnover go in his favor very early.
It seems, as in that same conversation, he said both teams have played very well, but it's always the little things that decided, an interception or maybe something like this late in the game. And the ball did come out well before he'd hit the ground.
And Giftopoulos very alert to grab it. 2nd and 10. Ticats at the Saskatchewan 39, trying to take advantage of an early break. And the pass for DiPietro again, incomplete.
Well, John Gregory spoke about trying to get in Mike Kerrigan's face, make him throw the football quickly and get him off balance, even if he does move around a little bit from tackle to tackle, and then get those defensive backs up and snug up to the receivers quickly so he hasn't got a place to throw it. That's his game plan right now.
Paulus Baldiston becomes a big part of the game plan now as he'll try a 46-yard field goal. He's 8 of 11 on the season in the field goal department. And he doesn't hit it well. It's low, and he pulls it to the left. It'll go to Albert Brown deep in the end zone for a single point. But Paulus Baldiston not off to a good start in the field goal kicking department. We're just 2.5 minutes into the game. Hamilton scores first.
20 years ago, Neil Armstrong and I were the first men to walk on the moon. This year, America celebrates the heroic spirit which put our flag on the moon sea of tranquility. Now you can own this $5 commemorative coin marking this historic event. About the same diameter as a silver dollar and painstakingly minted in a brilliant uncirculated finish, this legal tender coin is being issued by the Republic of the Marshall Islands, where America has an important tracking station. Issued on the anniversary date, July 20th, and minted only in 1989, this historic coin is available at its $5 face value for a limited time. It reflects American ingenuity and the renewed strength of our manned space program.
Order your first Men on the Moon coins today. For yourself, for gifts. Pay the $5 face value plus $1 each for delivery. There's a limit of 5 coins per order. Call now.
ESPN is your ticket to the NFL when the San Francisco 49ers and Los Angeles Rams go head-to-head. The Super Bowl champion 49ers enter a new era as their new coach faces his first live test. The Rams clash with their fierce Western rivals in the Far East at the American Bowl in Tokyo. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann bring you the preseason premiere of NFL football. Saturday night, August 5th, live on ESPN.
Well, the weather in the form of a heavy rainstorm. The story now in the first quarter. 9:50 left in the opening 15 minutes at Taylor Field in Regina. Hamilton leading Saskatchewan 1-0. Neil Lumsden, you've checked it out. Are there any circumstances under which this game could be delayed?
Well, if the lightning gets too bad, the officials will talk with both general managers, and they will postpone the game for a while until it passes. If the lights go out, they'll do the same thing. If it's something that can't be fixed, then the game would be canceled.
We have seen lightning around us as Tim McRae carries on first down for Saskatchewan from their 31, and he got perhaps to the 33 for a gain of a couple. But John Gregory just speaks in glowing terms about Tim McRae and the job he has done this season and he did last year. This is McRae's 6th CFL season, his 4th with the Riders.
Gregory described McRae as a silent type of running back that when the game's over, you look and see what he's done. He might be close to 90 or 100 yards rushing and maybe caught 4 or 5 passes for 50. Very, very competent and makes very few mental errors, which is a key thing for a running back.
Things that you can't measure, such as mistakes, and McRae hardly ever makes them. Milson Jones carrying on second down, fighting, spinning up to the 39. He got to within a couple of a first down. It was a first down over after an offside against Hamilton, so it'll be second and about 1 for the Ticats. The temperature has dropped 10 degrees Celsius. In the last 2 hours, it's now 19 degrees Celsius. And there's also a tornado watch, we've been told by the weather office, for this area. Second down and 1, Riders. They keep it on the ground with Milson Jones, and he'll be close to a first down. See where they spot the ball.
The only time I've seen weather this heavy in any situation is we're seeing Milson Jones still. See how he tentatively makes his cut, then comes back behind the offensive line. And that's what the backs are going to have to do. Was in Toronto a year that I played in the preseason game was canceled because there was so much rain prior to the game. I don't think we'll see that though, but just because of rain tonight.
Well, Saskatchewan gets an important first down working into this weather, and now they on 1st and 10 carry, but there's a fumble, and Hamilton has recovered again. The second fumble recovery of the game for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Lance Shields coming up with it.
Well, you can bet the next time the Riders get into an offensive huddle, everyone will be saying, if you've got your hands on the football, don't just take the handoff with 1, wrap it up with 2. And Milson Jones gets it through there. He's got a good handle on it. It looked like he was just getting ready to put that right hand over top, and the ball was stripped from a tackler. And that's what they'll be doing. I mean, defensive players aren't stupid. They'll go after the ball.
Now the Ticats from the Saskatchewan 49-yard line have a 1st and 10. Kerrigan Hands off to McAdoo, trying the middle, and he's surrounded after gaining 2 or 3. James Curry and Gary Lewis were both there for the Roughriders. And it is really getting wild at Taylor Field weather-wise. The rain is just pelting the stadium.
Use the word sheets, because that's what's coming down. Sheets of rain.
You know, a couple of hours before the game, it didn't look that bad, but it moved in very quickly, and we could tell shortly before kickoff time that we might be in for some of this. Kerrigan throws, and it's incomplete. Players won't be able to see on the field, Neil, as well as they normally would because of the rain and the darkening conditions.
Sure, regardless whether the rain's at your back, your receivers and running backs, when they turn back, if they choose to throw the football as Kerrigan did on that last play, they have a very difficult time trying to keep the eyes focused on the ball, because that rain is just not coming straight down. It's coming down at a 45-degree angle.
7:10 left in the opening quarter. Hamilton leading 1-0 over Saskatchewan. Paulus Baldiston hopes he can punt this football. Here it comes. He has it. And gets a pretty good kick away. Richie Hall can't see it. He just lets it bounce at the 5. Ticats try to get out of the way. The Roughriders jump on it and get it back up across their 15 to the 16-yard line. And they'll also get a no yards penalty. John Hoffman, a rookie defensive back, with the football.
Well, the referees might need some chin straps for those hats before this night's out.
No yards. Hamilton number 64. First down.
And through it all, the referee's mic is working perfectly.
Of course.
No yards was called against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Referee Bud Steen says, let's press on, gentlemen.
Get that clock running.
6:45 to go, opening quarter. 1-0 Hamilton leading Saskatchewan. The two teams 2-0. And right now fighting the elements as much as they're fighting one another. Tom Burgess and the Riders from their 22-yard line. Burgess is sprinting to his right. He throws and completes it up at the 30-yard line to Don Narcisse. And given the weather conditions, you'd have to call that a remarkable play.
You got to commend Burgess and Carrington the last play. I mean, you can barely hold on to the football. It's got to be tough. And Burgess is doing some play action and rolling to the right side. He's not going to cut down his game plan. He's going to try to execute everything.
Al Bruno, he loves coming to Regina for football games because of the tremendous atmosphere here, and everybody's so excited about it, but I'm not sure he's loving this weather as Burgess brings the Riders out from their 32nd and about half a yard. Burgess keeps and gets the first down up to the 32-yard line. Well, to throw the ball on the run the way Burgess did in these that was really
outstanding.
impressive.
There isn't enough stickum or spray that you could use right now to help you hold the ball any better. You just got to have some strong wrists and a pretty good size hand. And both Kerrigan and Burgess obviously can throw the football. Burgess throwing that one into a gale.
Well, Burgess has been performing magic this season. Now he has a 1st and 10 at the Rider 33. And he swings it out to Milson Jones. Jones up the right sideline, picking his way. There's a flag down. Jones down those sidelines and deep into Hamilton territory at the 30, but there is a penalty flag as far as we can tell. Did you see a flag, Neil?
I saw something by the sidelines, but I was too interested watching Milson Jones with those magic feet of his that he's shown us on short yardage a number of times in the past, being able to change directions, and he does it perfectly there. Just the ability to pick your feet up, keep your momentum going, and stay in bounds, and avoid tacklers at the same time.
Well, there was no penalty flag. As it turns out, we are seeing things, and Milson Jones makes a 46-yard gain out of that little swing pass from Tom Burgess, who's back in the pocket, gets away from some early pressure, and then will step out of bounds at the Hamilton 29-yard line for a gain of 2 or 3 yards. And a huge crack of thunder brings a roar from the fans.
Almost sounded like we were in Winnipeg there. The Winnipeg Blue Mars firing off that cannon after a touchdown is scored.
This is a torrential downpour, and through it, the Riders have put together Pretty nifty drive. They're down to the Hamilton 29-yard line with a 2nd and 7. 4.5 minutes to go. First quarter. Ticats lead 1-0. Burgess will not get this pass away. Darrell Patterson is in to sack him. Back at the 34. Now normally we'd see Ridgway try a field goal, and Ridgway is trotting out of the field, but I don't know how he could possibly kick a field goal 40 yards into this rain and wind.
Well, I think the key is the exchange, the snap from Coley, and being able to put that down. Glenn Suter is his holder. That's going to be the toughest part. I think Ridgway might have a shot at it if they can pin it on the tee.
You think he can kick it 40 yards into that? Well, they call him robo kicker here in Saskatchewan because he's practically automatic. Let's see, a 41-yarder. Oh, he's got the length. He makes it. That, folks, was a remarkable kick. And the Riders lead 3-1 with 4:01 to go in a wet opening quarter at Taylor Field.
A few words on business and change.
The Journal's a daily, and that gives you a real competitive advantage. It's very tough out there, but it's also very exciting. We want to be the best ally that you've got.
Today's Wall Street Journal. Faster, tougher, smarter. Call 800-372-3000 for this special Journal offer. 12 weeks, just $29.75 with a money-back guarantee. Call 800-372-3000 now for the Wall Street Journal.
Well, the Cats have put the Saskatchewan Roughriders back in their own end here with 2:50 left in the first quarter, and Saskatchewan ahead 3-1.
This is the type of game where if there's a mishandled punt, kickoff, or a fumble, you don't try to pick it up and run with it after. You just get down on the ball and cover it up.
Catch it first and then let whatever happens after that happen. Tom Burgess now from the 20 with the Rider offense, handing off to McCray, and he gets 5, maybe 6. Hard running through the middle. Tim McCray.
Well, Saskatchewan running that sprint action to the short side of the field with Milson Jones in motion up on the line of scrimmage, trying to get that Hamilton defense to slide over just one gap so the offensive linemen have better angles to block. Gives guys like Aldag and Ken Moore a better opportunity to get hopefully someone pinned to the outside.
This is the 201st consecutive game of Aldag's career, the 204th overall, as Burgess puts it up long looking for Fairholm, and it's intercepted by Stephen Jordan. And he's knocked out of bounds at the Rider 31-yard line. One of the 2 rookie defensive halfbacks in the Hamilton secondary, Stephen Jordan.
Well, even though the wind and the rain has subsided a little bit, you can still see how that ball stays in the air, and Jordan has time to come away, get a crossover in front of Fairholm. Good vertical jump and gets up there, and now he's just ready to go. They'll tuck it away, though.
That's the 3rd Saskatchewan turnover in the first quarter, and Hamilton has been unable to take advantage. Now they're at the Rider 31. Kerrigan. Well, I guess he was looking for DiPietro, but DiPietro certainly wasn't in the position where the football wound up.
Well, that's that patented Kerrigan 3 steps, turn to the outside, try to get your inside receiver in the flat, or your outside receiver curling in from the outside. That's what they want to disrupt, Hamilton's short passing game.
Mike Kerrigan will look at a 2nd and 10 now from the Ticat 31. A quick pass to McAdoo, complete to the 25, down to the 23. He'll come up a couple of yards short of the first down. That was Richard Estelle, not Derek McAdoo, making the reception.
Though we will see McAdoo go up in the seams like that, I think, as this game goes on and the weather has improved, because that's what they want to do. They want to get McAdoo one-on-one with the linebacker.
And the Ticats are going to go for it on 3rd down and about 1.5 yards at the Rider 23. A minute left in the first quarter. Saskatchewan ahead 3-1. Well, they're close. They needed to get just about to the Saskatchewan 21-yard line.
McAdoo had that final lunge when he cut back inside Jed Tommy's block. That might just have been enough to get it, but it was very close.
Well, it looks like they're going to measure. It appears as though he has it, but boy, only by inches. Derek McAdoo, 24 years old. He's from Baylor. And if the first 2 games of his career are any indication, we're going to enjoy watching the last however many he plays.
Albright from the linebacker position will read the lead block, get inside. Jed Tommy was on the outside that time. Just a good job on the inside by taking the shot of the linebacker and making him go to the outside. McAdoo reads that and gets inside of it.
30 seconds left in the first quarter. Ticats 1st and 10 at the Rider 21. And the pass for DiPietro is deflected and intercepted. The Riders get a turnover of their own. Donovan Wright, the rookie defensive back who's playing linebacker, comes up with it.
The old tip drill that they work on that doesn't look like it does much, but here's the classic example. Kerrigan's going to try to get that ball to the inside before the safety comes over and makes contact, but the ball seems to slip away, doesn't have that straight line and that zip on it, and the good hit by Suter jars DiPietro off and kicks that ball up at the same time. Just that 4 steps. Kerrigan wants that ball a little bit lower, but the hit by Suter set the whole thing up, and the good pursuit by Wright to come back.
And the ball slipped off Kerrigan's hand, as you said, just a little bit, Neil. Donovan Wright, a 22-year-old rookie from Slippery Rock University. He was one of the Riders' first-round draft picks, the 4th player taken overall in the draft this year, and one of them that the Riders were able to sign. The first player they took in the draft, running back Kevin Smelly, remains unsigned, and of course they traded the defensive back to Winnipeg that they couldn't sign, and he has yet to sign with the Blue Bombers. Andrew Thomas.
John Gregory says he's kind of in between size-wise a linebacker and a defensive back right now. They want him at linebacker. He's 215. They said it will be no problem to get him to 225 because he's got the big frame. He's 6'3" already. So
yeah, they drafted Donovan Wright as a defensive back, but with full intentions of making him a linebacker at some point. Not this soon, though. Both Crane and Rasevich, their regular Canadian linebackers, are injured. That ends the first quarter with the Saskatchewan Roughriders enjoying a 3-1 lead over the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Space-age technology comes to Earth. So get ready to call now for the last windshield wiper you will ever need to buy. The amazing triple-edge wiper. The only patented windshield wiper in the world that clears, cleans, and wipes your windshield dry, all in one blade. Every other windshield wiper in the world is made from inferior natural rubber. Triple-edge wipers, the only wipers made from DuPont's amazing all-weather material, Nordell, are guaranteed to last as long as you own your car. And best of all, you'll never need to bother with changing your windshield wipers again. Because of the unique features of Nordell, plus the new space-age design, triple-edge wipers are guaranteed for as long as you own your car against smearing, tearing, dry rotting, and sticking or freezing to the windshield. Plus, the special airflow tubular design automatically flexes to make your windshield cleaner than ever with no noise or streaking. You've read about incredible triple-edge wipers in national magazines, and now triple-edge wipers are available to you through this special TV offer. Triple-edge wipers are custom fit for virtually every domestic and import car, truck, or van, and can be easily installed in seconds. Order now, so this season you won't be on the road with old-fashioned, unreliable rubber wipers. Take advantage of modern technology and put safety in front so you can have peace of mind in back. Remember, new triple-edge wipers are not available in stores, so take advantage of this offer by calling this toll-free number now. They're guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Try triple-edge wipers, and if you're not completely satisfied, return them within 30 days for a full refund.
Call toll-free 1-800-228-1188. That's 1-800-228-1188. Or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Triple Edge Wipers, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut. For fastest delivery, use your credit card and call 1-800-228-1188.
Second quarter at Taylor Field in Regina begins with the Roughriders at their 14-yard line. Second down and 5, and Tom Burgess wanting to throw and doing so complete to Fairholm up at the 25-yard line.
I'm sure Jeff Fairholm has received a little bit extra attention this year when he comes off the ball because of the outstanding year he had last year. His ability to both go to the flat and get up to the seams quickly, as well as his counterpart Ray Elgard on the other side of the ball, makes them very effective offensively to the inside of the defensive secondary.
The rain had let up late in the first quarter, but it's intensified again as the Riders come out from their 25, 1st and 10. Burgess putting it downfield long, intending it for Elgard, but he can't get anywhere near it at the Hamilton 40-yard line. And Jim Rockford got awfully wet defending on that play.
Well, Tom Burgess is effective as a drop back. We've seen that, and he's probably just about as comfortable when he gets a chance to sprint out. And he did it very nicely there with an awful lot of help from Milson Jones and Tim McRae, because if they don't secure that corner, that big defensive end, and at that point it was Grover Covington, they haven't got a chance. And that's not an easy job.
2nd down and 10, Riders at their 25-yard line. And a draw play, Milson Jones. And he fumbles in fighting for the 1st down, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats have come up with it. Mark Wallace, or no, it's Tim Loren, 64, one of their defensive linemen, came up with the ball as Milson Jones, giving the kind of effort that John Gregory would love, but the end result not right what he was looking for.
Well, he takes that draw and just waits a second, and look at the great control again with the feet, but 2 or 3 people come in. That's spinning away right there to his left. The ball is stripped. Again, it might have been Giftopoulos with that hand in there. Then everyone tries to fly in there and stick and knock the ball loose again.
Frank Robinson, it appeared, knocked it loose. The Ticats at the Saskatchewan 35. Kerrigan for DiPietro. Again, he was tightly covered. Eddie Ray Walker and Albert Brown on that side of the Saskatchewan secondary were right with DiPietro.
Tim Loren started last year with the Tiger Cats on the end position, and this year they've moved him into the inside tackle spot. It's a little bit bigger, according to Al Bruno, about 10, 15 pounds, and still one of the best runners on the defense.
Mike Kerrigan and the Ticats from the Saskatchewan 35, 2nd and 10. Saskatchewan leading 3-1, early 2nd quarter. Kerrigan trying to hit Tony Champion down at the Rider 8-yard line, but Harry Skipper and Richie Hall had Champion under control.
John Gregory singling, giving up a 1 point. Figure it's kind of crazy to try to bring it out if in fact they miss it.
If the Riders win tonight, Gregory will even his record at 19-19-1 with Saskatchewan. This is his 3rd year as the Riders head coach. Paulus Balliston will try a 42-yard field goal. Ridgway kicked one from 41 into the wind. As Balliston has the distance, but he's wide to the right with it. And Albert Brown will run around, waste some time, and then concede the single point. So with 13:04 left in the 2nd quarter, it's now 3-2 Saskatchewan.
What's the best brokerage account for an active investor? Ask a Schwab customer.
With my Schwab One asset management account, my money's never idle. When I sell a stock or I get a dividend, my cash instantly starts earning income. And it keeps on earning until I make my next investment.
When I need to get to my cash or take out a loan, I just use my Schwab Visa or write a check. Schwab One makes it easy.
All my financial moves are right here. And one simple statement. Now, you might expect to pay a lot of money for an account this handy, and not with Schwab One. There's no monthly fee. Now, that's real value.
To get your free booklet and an application for the Schwab One Asset Management account, call toll-free 800-848-8900. That's 800-848-8900. Call now for your free Schwab One booklet.
The leader, Terry Bradshaw. Free-roaming Willie Wood. The powerful Art Shell and tenacious Mel Blount join football's elite at the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. Saturday night on ESPN.
There's the unsettled sky over Taylor Field in Regina. The weather appears to be brightening a bit, but we're just not sure what direction it's headed in. So we won't make any assumptions about this storm being over as McRae carries around the right side and gets up to the 31. for a gain of close to 9 for the Riders. Right now, though, the rain has stopped for the most part. There's some light hail still, which it's pretty big hail. It may be light, but it's a fair size.
Marble size, I'd say, as long as it doesn't get to golf ball size.
Oh, here comes the rain harder again now. 3-2 Riders. 10.5 minutes left. Second quarter. Now Saskatchewan should be having the wind with them as Burgess keeps on 2nd down and 1, and looks like he has it in this quarter, but I don't know if the wind is still with them. What's that, Neil?
What's your marble size hailstone?
I think you could almost take a golf club to that one you made reference to. That's a big hailstone. But Tom Burgess and the Saskatchewan offense goes about its business, and they've done a good job of moving the ball in these conditions from their 33 now, 1st and 10. Burgess looking for Narcisse, but it's incomplete.
Well, that Saskatchewan offensive line has done a nice job of creating a pocket against a very aggressive front four, and an awfully good one of the Tiger Cats. Covington to the outside. He's coming upfield on Ken Moore, and Moore gets his hands, keeps his hands to the inside and doesn't allow Covington to push him aside. He may be on his knees now, but he did a good job of keeping Covington out of the way.
Al Bruno says we're not seeing a 100% Grover Covington as he plays with a pulled hamstring. 2nd and 10 Riders. Burgess lays it out. Elgard was in the area, but it was nowhere near him, and there is a penalty flag. And it's holding against Saskatchewan, the preliminary indication. Center Mike Anderson was the man charged with holding, but the penalty won't be assessed. It'll be declined by Hamilton.
The Tiger Cats are bringing some extra people. There's that right hand, and just as he goes by, he hangs on with the left one.
Caught in the act.
Well, you better try it just in case you're not caught, because you don't want to sacrifice your quarterback.
Harry Baker from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. It's a low punt again. Zatilny, and boy, is the downfield coverage for Saskatchewan ever good that time. Well, while we have a second, we'd like to remind our viewers in Winnipeg that on Monday, July 31st, that's this coming Monday, our CFN affiliate CKND and the Blue Bombers are sponsoring a blood donor clinic at the Blue and Gold Room from noon to 9. The Manitoba branch of the Canadian Red Cross supplies blood to 103 hospitals in Manitoba and Northwest Ontario. They need your help. That's Monday, July 31st, noon to 9 p.m., the Blue and Gold Room, a blood donor clinic in Winnipeg. Mike Kerrigan and the Ticats from there, 48. Swing pass to Jed Tommy, and he gets away from one man across the 50 up to the 52 for a gain of 4.
Well, they're sending McAdoo to the same side they're swinging the ball, but McAdoo is releasing upfield and just trying to scrape off and slow down that outside linebacker. In that case, it was Eddie Lowe.
We talked to Bruno about the possibility of having the 2 Americans in the backfield at the same time, and he said not very often because Tommy's too valuable as a blocker. 2nd down and 6. Ticats at their 52. Kerrigan to DiPietro, and he can't hang on down at the 46-yard line. It's been a rough night for Rocky so far. He's been hit hard on a couple of passes thrown his way and unable to corral that one. So 25-year-old Paulus Ballaston will punt. Got a 42.8-yard average into this game. And it almost looks like he has the wind with him now, based on the way the flags are blowing here. And in the first quarter, he would have been kicking into the wind. Albert Brown has it bounce past him and into the Saskatchewan end zone, where he smothers it, and it's a single point that ties the game with 7:50 left in the first half.
I got the job.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So, who told you about the National Business Employment Weekly? Who told you it has hundreds of high-paying jobs open all across the country? Professional, technical, managerial?
I thought I told you about it. How the articles help you get a job. Write sharper resumes. Have better interviews.
No. I told you, remember? How to get along with your boss, get a raise, get promoted.
Let me see. You told me about the great jobs in the National Business Employment Weekly.
And the help in landing them, and doing better on the job.
So I really owe my new job to you?
Well...
Thank you, sweetheart. I told him.
Get the National Business Employment Weekly at your newsstand or order by credit card and get 8 issues by first-class mail for $35. Call 800-372-3000. 800-372-3000. The National Business Employment Weekly.
Don't make a career move without it.
And the score remains 3-3. Burgess will take off, and he has room. Down to the 5-yard line.
The one thing you have to do with Burgess when you rush upfield, and I know Hamilton is aware, and this one time a gap was created, and this is a great angle. Mike Walker is straight up and down. Now he takes the inside on the offensive lineman, Brian Illbrun. That creates that seam for Burgess. Nothing's downfield, so he takes that lane. I almost thought he was going to go into a slide there in front of Scott Flagel. He holds up and slides back and goes for another 10 yards.
Well, he could see the end zone. I think at that point he could sense the touchdown might be there, and he wanted to go for it. Here's McRae on first down from the 5. Inside of the 3. Heavy traffic through the middle.
Well, normally we've seen the lead situation in a 3-man backfield in short yardage. This time, something different. Burgess hands off, almost like a counter in close, looking for that one seam to be created by Mike Anderson, Roger Aldag, and Brian Illbrun.
4:25 left in the first half. It's 3-3, Hamilton and Saskatchewan at Taylor Field. The Riders with 2nd and goal at the Ticat 3-yard line. Flags are down. Burgess in the end zone, no good. There was a penalty flag, though, just as soon as the ball was snapped.
Well, we've got Saskatchewan, Ray Elgart to the right side, moving too quickly. He likes to get a bit of a run to the line of scrimmage to get some advantage. He's just a little bit over the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
Al Bruno says we'll decline it. And it'll be 3rd down and goal to go. Roughriders at the Hamilton 3-yard line. And Dave Ridgway and the field goal unit come onto the field. Ridgway made a 41-yard field goal in the first quarter when the rain was really coming down and the wind was in his face. This one should be considerably easier. Suter the holder, and he's a big part of Ridgway's success. And the kick is through there with 3:45 to go in the first half. Dave Ridgway is now 7 for 8 on the season in the field goal department.
And the amazing thing, in the last 2 years and 2 1/4 games, he's 111 out of 131. And part of last year, he had a very serious back injury and he had to kick through. And did it quite successfully, I might add.
Well, 111 out of 131. Now that's roughly 80-some%, 85%. And that's just, you know, field goal kickers aren't that good. They can't be that good. But Ridgway these last 2 years has been that good. He kicked 55 of them last year. A record 215 points. He's just something special.
Well, it's like Terry Baker said before the game when we were talking about his style changing. Baker said he's more confident now and he's more fluent. Dave Ridgway says the same thing. It's just, again, like swinging a golf club. You do the same thing over and over again, like the pros do on the golf tour. It just becomes second nature. And Dave Ridgway has got it down.
Yeah, you could say that. 6-3 Saskatchewan over Hamilton. And Ridgway's kickoff, as the weather has improved a lot in the last few minutes. Wally Zatelny, big opening right side across center field and knocked out at the Saskatchewan 51-yard line.
21. Wally Zatelny
Well, we'll be in Calgary on Tuesday night, where we hope we don't have another monsoon. The Ottawa Roughriders and the Calgary Stampeders, 9:30 Eastern Time on the Canadian Football Network. Dave Hodge and Nick Pastaya will do that game. Mike Kerrigan and the Hamilton Ticats haven't been able to do much on offense, but they start in good field position at the Saskatchewan 51 this time. Kerrigan faking and throwing Champion wide open at the 35 to the 30. He turns it on, and Champion will score. What a burst of speed by Tony Champion.
Boy, you're not kidding. He just simply caught a curl. Kerrigan throws it to the spot, but he hit another gear as he turned upfield. Movement to the left. Jet Tommy sticks in the middle. Again, nothing much more than a semi-roll. Watch this, though. He's going to come up. He's going to get a nice block, and away he goes. Even that little bump by Zatilny on Eddie Ray Walker, or Albert Brown, I'm sorry, that's all he needed.
Big, long strides. Tony Champion takes it into the end zone. His first touchdown of the year. He had 10 catches for 167 yards. Coming into the game, Paulus Baldiston will attempt to convert, and he makes it good, and that puts Hamilton in front very quickly, 10-6. So they take full advantage of that good field position I was talking about, and Kerrigan, who hadn't had much going all night long, hooks up for a big one with Tony Champion.
When you have receivers like that at Champion, and though they are missing Winfield and Stapler, who were with them last year, they've still got a couple of the big hitters that can do something very quickly. And Tony Champion was a classic example. They've got one in the backfield now with McAdoo that they haven't had for a long time. That consistent guy that can catch the ball as comfortably as he does get it when he gets it handed off to him. That's what McAdoo gives to them, and the explosiveness again with Champion.
Only Mike Kerrigan's second touchdown pass of the season. At one wide receiver spot, Al Bruno concedes is still a concern of his, whereas Zatilny is playing tonight. They would like to find an American receiver and a real good one that they can play there, because their ratio can stand to have another import at wide receiver. McCray with a kickoff to the 20, the 25, and up to the 26 of Saskatchewan. 3:07 left in the first half at Taylor Field in Regina. Hamilton leading 10-6.
Do you know how to work a golf ball? How to slice around a tree or poke on a dogleg left? Hi, I'm Tom Watson. I recently wrote an article about that in Golf Digest. It's a magazine that completely covers the game. Shots, strategy, equipment, people. It's all in Golf Digest. You're looking for new clubs? A better ball? Golf Digest delivers. Top playing professionals Nicklaus, Kite, Langer, teachers like Toski and Flick take you shot for shot from the driver through the putter. If anything can take strokes off your handicap, it's Golf Digest. It also tells you about the personalities that make the game so great. Sound good? Now here's how you can get Golf Digest.
Get a full year of Golf Digest for $16.77. Call 800-622-3488 now and get our free half-hour instructional video with your paid subscription. Call 800-622-3488 now.
Be a winner. Read Golf Digest.
Tony Champion had an injury-plagued 1988 season, but he just scored a touchdown for the Hamilton Tiger Cats to put them ahead 10-6 over Saskatchewan. Who give to Tim McCray on first down from their 26, and McCray is close to the 30 for about 4 yards. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half. Ticats up by 4.
When you look at that offensive group of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, you have to think one of their main strengths is that offensive line. 47 years of combined experience has to make a difference in tight situations.
Yeah, I would say so. Second down and 6 from the 30. Burgess, lots of time. Throws to Elgard all alone, and he can't get it at the Hamilton 50. Ray Elgard was wide open but couldn't get to the football. Burgess overthrowing him as Mike Kerrigan stays loose. A warm day in Regina, but again, the temperature dropped dramatically during the thunderstorm that we had during most of the first quarter and part of the second, so Kerrigan loosening up. Terry Baker standing at his 15-yard line to punt. Low snap, and he can't get it on the first bounce, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders will turn the ball over on their 16-yard line. A bad snap to Terry Baker, and not the first one tonight either.
Bob Polian doing the snapping, and as well as the receivers and quarterbacks. It's tough to get a grip on that ball when you snap it up, and as you bring it through, the slightest change, as you'll see right here, it comes down low, and Baker squats to try to pick it up. He'll start to peek. He wants to see where the rush is going to see how much time he has.
Well, that's surprising because Poley is so good at that. He really is one of the best. Again, the elements playing a role, we would have to think. And a great chance for the Ticats now at the Saskatchewan 17 to improve on their 4-point lead. Kerrigan, screen pass, and broken up very, very nicely by Donovan Wright, the rookie linebacker. The ball came loose. I think the Ticats got it back. But Donovan Wright, the young man that the Riders were a little concerned about playing linebacker for the first time, has been around the football a lot tonight.
Well, he's responding to a test that he knew he was going to be put into, an opportunity to possibly make this football team. The rush comes up, and it looks like Hamilton has a screen nicely set. But Donovan Wright has McAdoo man-to-man. So he just sits in the weeds and waits till the ball's thrown and came up and put a hit on him.
Loss of 2 on the fumble, 2nd and 12 at the Rider 18. Kerrigan to DiPietro, one-handed catch. And he's down to the Rider 1-yard line. DiPietro dropped the last one thrown his way, but he made a spectacular catch this time.
Well, the University of Ottawa graduate has done this many times, but this is even that much more amazing when you know how slippery that ball is. He's again sliding into that middle in front of the secondary. But to put that hand out and just cradle the ball is perfect.
The 605th catch of his career. He passed Terry Evanson in the last Hamilton game and is within 9 now of Tony Gabriel for 3rd on the all-time receptions list. And the Ticats are 1st and goal at the Saskatchewan 1. McAdoo is in the end zone, but there is a penalty flag. And a touchdown will stand. Saskatchewan offside. It's now 16-6 Hamilton.
They're just simply too close to the line of scrimmage. You have to give that yard. You don't have to move if you haven't given the yard. And McAdoo not going tremendously high, but more like a missile.
3rd touchdown of the year for Derek McAdoo. Saskatchewan player. Shaken up on the play. 1:39 left in the first half. Well, the Riders had a 6-3 lead just a few minutes ago, and now it's 16-6 Hamilton. And will be 17-6 in all likelihood in just a second when Paulus Baldiston tries the convert.
Well, I don't think there's any question that Derek McAdoo is quite a find for the Hamilton Tiger-Cats. He's had some time in the NFL and had some success, too. But I think he was just fed up with the situation, and Mike McCarthy's had his eyes on him in the Hamilton organization for 3 years, and when he saw that there was an opportunity, he jumped at it. And the timing seemed to be quite perfect because McAdoo was looking for a place to go, and he could very well have found a home. Just cuts back inside. Jed Tommy, the lead blocker, goes over the tackle, but the instinct will take you into the end zone first, and that's exactly what happened.
McAdoo says 21 NFL teams talked to him at the end of last season, but McCarthy's diligence and the fact that he was always on time and always called when he said he would and just created a tremendous impression, very professional approach, convinced McAdoo that he would give Hamilton and the CFL a try. And I mean, he says now that he loves it there and plans to live there in the offseason and all the rest of it. That's Richie Hall, the injured Saskatchewan Roughrider.
Well, when we spoke about McAdoo earlier and you said what a tight race it was in training camp with David Adams and McAdoo, and they both looked about the same and were producing about the same. When McAdoo had a chance to start in the first game, what impressed them other than what they had already seen in camp, as Richie Hall tries to shake off some cobwebs, is that his ability was of breaking tackles.
Well, the Ticats haven't really had, Neil, a front-line import running back. I mean, a really good one since Johnny Shepard, I guess, in '83 when he had the big year, and then his career cut short by injuries. But they've had all sorts of people go through, Ken Zachary being one and many others. But all found wanting. Is McAdoo the answer? It looks like he is. But this is only his third game. Osbaldiston with the convert now on the McAdoo touchdown, and that makes it 17-6 for the Hamilton Ticats, who cash in on the mishandled snap, or I should say the bad snap by Bob Poley to punter Terry Baker at the Saskatchewan 15-yard line. Ticats turn that into a touchdown and a 17-6 advantage.
Well, good football teams have the ability to strike very quickly, and to be honest, I was a little surprised at the success Hamilton's had earlier in the season. Talking with Al Bruno, he said it is still early and you can't obviously make any judgment calls on how well the team will do because there's so many things can happen with injury. But he likes the people he has right now. He's quite frank in saying we've got a good football team. We'll get better if we can stay healthy because the experience factor.
And some of us tend to forget how good the Ticats were last year until they lost Kerrigan, Mike Walker, Darryl Corbin, Steve Stapler. They suffered some cruel injuries that really killed their season to some extent. They can stay healthy. They'll be right in there this year from what we've seen thus far. The kickoff by Osbaldiston, brought back by Alapate, who's a linebacker for Saskatchewan, their designated import. And the Riders will start from their 45-yard line with 1:34 left in the first half.
I think Tom Burgess will have to treat this as a scoring opportunity after this first play. If they don't call one or two plays in the huddle, they will go at the line, because I'm sure they'd like to get into the dressing room at halftime with some form of momentum, because to this point it has been taken away.
Well, it really has, and until the last 2 or 3 minutes, Saskatchewan had played well. They had done a good job on offense, although there weren't many points to show for it, as Burgess tries to find Narcisse and can't. And then a big play by the Ticats, a 52-yard Kerrigan to champion pass, and then the fumble by Baker on the bad snap, and Hamilton has 14 points and an 11-point lead. Burgess sends Narcisse wide right again on 2nd and 10 from his own 45. 18 in motion to the left is Fairholm. Burgess looks for Ray McDonald and has him at the 50 of Hamilton. 15-yard gain and a Rough Rider first down.
Looked like simply a flick of the wrist by Burgess to get the ball over the outside shoulder of the corner and drop it into McDonald's hands.
Ray McDonald had only caught 2 passes on the year coming into this game, with Narcisse getting most of the work. But he gives him a first down at the Hamilton 50 with 1:25 left in the first half. Burgess going long and not quite there to Ray McDonald, who had a step. But the pass just a little bit overthrown.
Burgess gets that isolation, the man-to-man coverage on the right side of your screen. All the other receivers have gone to the ones to the left side. And Burgess does get the position of McDonald to the outside and by the secondary man, but didn't get the ball in the right spot. He's been very close about 3 or 4 times tonight.
On 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 50, Burgess sprints right and throws, intending for Narcisse. Snap will be. Baker's average 28.3 yards tonight. And another very low kick, this one farther than some of the early ones. Fielded by McAdoo, or Sonny Gordon, pardon me. Sonny Gordon with the ball, and he brings it back to Hamilton's 19-yard line with 1:05 left until halftime.
Sonny Gordon, one of those players in training camp that was too good to let go. 5'11", 195 from Ohio State. Now Bruno said, we've lost too many good players by putting them on either on the reserve list or the practice roster. He said, we couldn't take a chance with this 23-year-old. He said he just was too good.
What did you like about Gordon? We said to Bruno. He said, well, he's fast, he's young, he's aggressive, he covers well.
I guess that's about it, isn't it?
Put them on the tee now. 1st and 10, Ticats from their 19. And a penalty flag. It looked like Kerrigan took too long. We've seen a lot of time count violations in the CFL this year.
I'm wondering if it has to do with the defenses are becoming a little bit more creative in the looks that they're giving the offenses. Trying to confuse the quarterbacks as Sonny Gordon might play a role in that part in the second half out of his halfback spot.
Well, a down is lost. 2nd down and 10. Ticats at their 19-yard line. Champion wide left. Zatelny splits to the right. Estelle also split wide left. Kerrigan hands it off. And there is absolutely no place for Derek McAdoo to go with that one.
Well, no place at all. Saskatchewan's calling a timeout. You watch them close down. McAdoo slides just inside. He tries to find a gap. See, Albright, 39, is moving with him all the way, but he doesn't even get close to Albright because the inside play of Curry and Lewis just shut it down. Take that gap away completely.
Eddie Lowe was in there, too. It's a good, solid defense the Saskatchewan Roughriders have. Saskatchewan has called a timeout now to stop the clock with a minute left. So the clock won't start again until Hamilton snaps the ball on a 3rd down punting situation, and the Riders should in fact then get it back with around 50 seconds left, and you would think in pretty good field position. Al Bruno said he was walking, taking his usual 4-mile walk last night, and some fan leaned out a car and said Oski wee wee to him. He just loves it here in Regina. Everywhere he goes, people recognize him and want to talk about football. Osbaldiston's punt is a good one. Narcisse can't catch it, and it bounces all the way back to the Saskatchewan 30. Narcisse brings it back to the 43-yard line and then pays for the return with a heavy hit. 46 seconds left now in the first half. So it didn't work out the way the Riders wanted it to, with Narcisse unable to field the punt.
Well, that second of hesitation of wondering whether you can get up underneath it and safely catch the ball or let it bounce. I think that's where he was caught.
Osbaldiston wound up with a 61-yard punt. Still, though, the Riders at their 43 with 46 seconds have plenty of time to move into scoring position. Burgess hands off on a draw. Milson Jones fumbles. The ball is still loose, and the Riders got it back. Somewhat fortunately, I might add.
Very fortunate. Frank Robinson came flying in there when he saw the ball loose. You'll see it after Milson Jones gets through, takes a couple of hits. Daryl Patterson plays it well. The hits come from inside Walker. And watch Robinson come flying in. He pops the ball loose again right into the open arms of Brian Illebroom.
Interesting. Saskatchewan turned the ball over 3 times in the first quarter, and it didn't cost them only 1 point, as Milson Jones lost a shoe along with the football in that play. Jones has had trouble hanging onto it tonight. 2nd down and 12. Riders at their 41. The clock is down to 25 seconds and running as Burgess looks over the middle for Narcisse and nearly has it intercepted by Jim Rockford. Narcisse broke to the post on that play, and the pass was way behind him. Jim Rockford was a half a step away from intercepting.
Jim Rockford's been playing the corner for the Tiger Cats because of his abilities to cover the field, and he just reads the quarterback. Narcisse is coming across his face, but instead of going with Narcisse, he's reading what Burgess is doing and stands still, almost picks one off.
Saskatchewan's offense was better when it was pouring rain. Terry Baker to punt. 3rd down and 12 at the Rider 41. And again, Baker does not hit the ball well. And gets a bad bounce out of it, too. He's racing down after it, but the Ticats field it at their 43. 9 seconds left on the clock. He'll get a no yards penalty out of it. And time, perhaps, for one play to move into a range for a long field goal try.
I think that no yards was called because they saw Baker come flying in.
Now, Baker was coming downfield. Yeah, they have wiped it out because it was Baker. Hustling down after hitting the ball poorly, a 26-yard kick. So the Ticats will be at their 44-yard line with 9 seconds to go. And if Kerrigan can hook up with about a 20-yard gain and still have a second left on the clock, they can trot his Baldiston out for a long field goal try.
Well, he will have the wind behind him.
And it's a flanker screen to Tony Champion, who gets up to the 54 of Hamilton, 4 seconds to go. And here comes Paula's Baldiston. Kerrigan, I think, would like to run one more play, but I don't know if they could get one off in 4 seconds. So with the wind behind him, as Baldiston will try a 63-yard field goal. So we'll watch this closely, where the record is 60 yards held by Dave Ridgway of Saskatchewan. Now, as Baldiston does have the leg strength for this with a wind behind him, but everything obviously will have to be perfect for him to make it. He hit it too low. A driving kick bobbled by Albert Brown at the 10-yard line of Saskatchewan. And Brown's not quite sure where to go with it, and he finally falls at the 11-yard line of the Riders. And that's the end of the first half. The Ticats, with a couple of late touchdowns, lead 17-6.
I hate to exercise, but the abdominizer makes it great. It only takes a couple minutes and I'm done.
The abdominizer really works.
I'm an aerobic instructor. At first I was skeptical, but it really is a better way to work the abdominals.
Everybody's talking about the Abdominizer, the amazing new exerciser that lets you rock. Rock your way to a firmer stomach in just minutes a day while cradling your back and cushioning your tailbone.
My tailbone didn't hurt, and I felt results instantly.
Ordinary sit-ups use these muscles, the hip flexors, which do not firm your stomach. Now, the Abdominizer, by creating an automatic pelvic tilt, actually reduces the use of the hip flexors and puts greater demand on your abdominals, making sit-ups more effective and safer for your lower back.
I have never been able to do sit-ups until I purchased the Abdominizer.
Get a firmer stomach in just minutes a day. Curls work for firming upper abdominals. Knee in position concentrates on the lower abdominals. And the slight side-to-side action works those lateral obliques to shape up those love handles nobody loves. Simply change hand position for 3 different levels of abdominal action.
To be honest, I thought it looked like a toy. But it's a serious exercise device that really works.
The Abdominizer is just $19.95 from Fitness Quest.
The Abdominizer lived up to its promise, and I've got the proof right here.
Pick up the phone like I did and order the Abdominizer, the only intelligent way to do sit-ups.
Over 1 million satisfied customers. To order your Abdominizer, call 1-800-492-8800. That's 1-800-492-8800. Use your credit card to avoid COD charges, or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Abdominizer, Department 505, Canton, Ohio 44750. That's Abdominizer, Department 505, Canton, Ohio. But for faster service, call 1-800-492-8800.
Hamilton has kicked off to start the second half. Tim McRae with it for Saskatchewan, brought it back to their 43-yard line. And that's where Tom Burgess will begin his efforts, along with the rest of the Saskatchewan offense, to cut into that 11-point Hamilton lead. Burgess going deep for Fairholm, and he makes the catch at the 20-yard line, and then is hit hard by Flegel down to the 15.
Well, we talked about getting that much closer on your passes. He comes out running and gunning. Lots of protection. Ends to the outside. There's a seam in the middle. You can see Anderson and Aldag battling in the center. But watch the concentration on the football by Fairholm. Now, he's got to tip it up. Stephen Jordan comes across. The ball hangs up just a little bit too long, but look at this. He's got the eyeballs on the seams, and that's the way it is.
Well, and Flegel needed to hit him because he had not been touched. So Fairholm could have gotten up and headed for the end zone. Now from the 16 after a 51-yard gain. Burgess throws. No good intended for Fairholm. Stephen Jordan with very tight coverage. Burgess, Neil, seems intent on making that long pass work. He threw short that time, but in the first half, second quarter in particular, he went long a number of times.
And you saw him get frustrated after he wasn't able to complete a few of them again. Just missed him by inches, or the receiver was making the wrong adjustment. And those things can be changed at halftime. Quarterback and receivers, running backs go into a corner of the dressing room and talk about it a bit.
Great chance for the Riders to close the gap early now. 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 16. Burgess deep into the end zone. Touchdown, Ray McDonald.
Well, Burgess is setting a tempo as soon as he took the first snap of this half. McDonald's going to run his man Shields into the corner and then back out. Shields turns his hips, and when Shields does that turn in rotation, McDonald gets the separation, and the ball's thrown right to the spot by the sidelines.
Ray McDonald, with only 2 catches on the season coming into this game, has a touchdown that cuts the Ticats lead to 17-13, a minute 33 into the second half.
Well, once again, time is a factor. You can't sit back and throw the football and get it where you want it most of the times unless you can see what's going on. And once again, even though they're around him, Tom Burgess has enough time to read to the right side, then watch McDonald put his move on Shields and get it there.
9th touchdown pass of the year for Tom Burgess. First tonight. He has 3 interceptions, has thrown 3 interceptions. You know, we talked to John Gregory about Ray McDonald. We said he's only caught 2 passes. Are you unhappy with him? Is he maybe a weak link in your receivers? And John Gregory said, no way. We think he's very good, very solid, and he's going to catch some passes before the year's over. Ridgway to kick off. David Adams. Stopped at the 38-yard line by Donovan Wright.
Well, Adams showing us a little bit of that quickness that obviously impressed the Ticats in training camp, and his return ability, giving Hamilton pretty good field position on the 38-yard line.
Mike Kerrigan sends champion to the right, Zatilny to the left. And he wants that quick pass and has Zatilny up across the 45 to the 47, a gain of 9.
Well, Zatilny reads the play, watches what's going on in the defense and close to the line of scrimmage, and Kerrigan checks off. At least he could have checked off in that play. And Zatilny just runs that quick slant, stops 3 yards off because of the separation from the corner, and catches the pass.
Zatilny, 5'9", 180 in his second year out of Bishops. He's a Montreal native, drafted by Calgary last year and then traded to Hamilton. They measure for the first down, and the Ticats have it. Well, these two teams in the last couple of years when they've played, all their games have been close, right down to the end. And this one has all the makings of being just that way. From the 47, Kerrigan on 1st and 10 to the sideline, and Zatilny this time didn't get turned around soon enough to be able to adjust to the football.
Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. Walk away. Walk away, Jason.
There was some shoving going on in the interior of the line after that ball was grounded. There's a pretty good battle going on inside. We've talked about the offensive line of the Riders. The Hamilton Tiger Cats also have an awfully good group, and there's a pretty good job being done on Curry by Riley. They're exchanging a couple of blows right there.
And you heard one of the Hamilton coaches yelling, come on, Jason, walk away. Not wanting to get a roughing penalty. Kerrigan moves up in the pocket and then throws it. It's intercepted. Albert Brown. Eddie Ray Walker, pardon me. There's a flag down. Eddie Ray Walker with the interception.
Do you want to make more money? Sure, we all do. So call this free number to find out how easy it is to train at home for a better career. Through ICS, more than 9 million men and women have prepared for exciting careers. And at ICS, your enrollment is pre-approved. No credit checks or prying questions. Choose any one of these courses. High school, TV VCR repair, computer programming, child daycare, bookkeeping, gun repair, electrician, legal assistant, veterinary assistant, interior decorating, medical dental office, secretary, or get your degree. You can major in business management or in accounting. Make this important call right now. Call for the free information on any one of these courses. Then decide if you want to train at home for a better career to make more money or advance in your present job. Call 1-800-451-3700. There's no obligation. And remember, you are pre-approved. Call 1-800-451-3700.
ESPN is your ringside seat for the North American heavyweight title fight. Champion Orlin Norris battles Dee Collier as Budweiser presents Top Rank Boxing. Live Tuesday night at 9 Eastern only on ESPN.
Mike Kerrigan going back. He gets some pressure after he gets back into the pocket, steps up, evades nicely, but then throws the ball into an open area. The only one that's there is Walker.
And then James Curry was called for roughing. And the tie catch, Jim Rockford, gets it right back for Hamilton, intercepting Burgess at the Saskatchewan 53-yard line.
Well, Rockford out in that corner has done a good job to this point this year, sticking with some pretty darn good wide receivers, and that coverage couldn't have been any better because he was right on the hip of the receiver and came up with the football. Having an outstanding season thus far, plays that wide side of the field, as I mentioned earlier, and he's out there because the coaches feel he has the best ability in covering space, closing on the ball after it's been thrown.
Al Bruno says Rockford is, in fact, maybe the fastest defensive back on the Hamilton team. Kerrigan, quick pass, complete to Chapdelaine, it looked like, or was it Richard Estelle? Estelle going high in the air to the 45 of Saskatchewan for a gain that's close to a first down. Well, the BC Lions are off to a surprising 0-3 start this year, and of course are in the process of coming up with a new owner, at least going through that exercise. Joining us is Stu Kehoe, the executive vice president of the BC Lions. Stu, we'd like to start by asking you about the 0-3 start and get your thoughts on what has gone wrong.
Well, we just had a tough start, and we've been in every ball game. We just haven't done very well, and I know that Matt Dunnigan and our coaching staff and everybody will get it together. We'll be fine. As always, there have been rumors about the status of your head coach. What can you tell us about Larry Donovan? I can tell you this: when you come to Vancouver against when you see us play Edmonton, he will be behind the bench. Larry Donovan and Joe Galat and I talked about it again today. Larry Donovan is our head coach. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. They will be there, and you will see Larry Donovan behind the bench when we play Edmonton.
Stu, there seems to have been a problem with a couple of the players, specifically Roper, and I think something you don't want to get into is a war of words, but it has started, hasn't it?
Not at all. Joe Roper is a great football player, and he's done a great job for the BC Lions. Joe Roper will be here. We will do everything we can to keep Roper here. He's done a great leader, and he is a good leader. I think that, there's been a little pressure. There's been a little... Listen, when you're 0-3, you have a tendency to look and point fingers. Gerald Roper, don't forget, he was a Shenley runner-up. Listen, Gerald Roper will be in our ball club.
I assume, though, Stu, you do feel there are some players on your team who aren't giving you maximum performance.
Listen, you can do what you can say and do whatever you want to do, but I'll tell you this. We're 0-3, and I can tell the rest of the CFL, look out, because here we come. We've just started.
Tell us about your ownership situation and where that stands, Stu.
Well, as we sit here now and talk, on Monday afternoon, Norm Fieldgate, our president, and the rest of the board of directors will meet on Monday, and they will come out of that meeting on Monday, and we will have recommend one of the three people who are trying to buy this ball club and there will be recommendations, and probably by Tuesday we will probably have a new owner.
It will happen that quickly.
I would say yes, but again, Norm Fieldgate, who is heading this up and looking after it, he's in charge and trying to get us a new owner. Norm Fieldgate obviously is doing a good job. I think that come Monday, or Tuesday I should say, they will come into that board meeting and recommend who he feels and who our board feels that should be looking after the BC Lions and owning the BC Lions. At that time, there's not much to say to that. I think Norm Fieldgate has done a great job in trying to put this ball club together.
Stu, thanks very much for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you.
Stu Kehoe, the Executive Vice President of the British Columbia Lions. Hamilton Tiger Cats with McAdoo running for a first down out of the 40 of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Richie Hall injured, as you saw, and taken off the field. We'll get a report on him. There's McAdoo with a little dump pass from Kerrigan, and he's down near the Rider 30 for a gain of close to 8. Tunau Alapate made the stop.
Alapate in at that outside linebacker spot. John Gregory said there might be a plan of changing right, and that now they are in plan B with Alapate in and Drinkwater playing in the inside, one of the tackle spots.
10 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter as we take a look at Richie Hall trying to walk off that injury. I don't know if he'll be able to do it or not. Jed Tommy carrying on second and a couple, and it looks like he got the first down. Hamilton leading Saskatchewan 17-13.
Keep it going, oh!
Tommy did get the first down of the Rider 28-yard line. Big Miles Gorell in his 12th CFL season. And he's the tall guy on the right side of the Hamilton line. Kerrigan, quick pass, completes it to Estelle near the Saskatchewan 15-yard line, and probably enough for another Hamilton first down.
When talking about Estelle and Al Bruno, he said he's got great speed for the inside. And you see what he does is he positions himself inside the halfback and kind of gears down before he gets into the safety spot where John Hoffman was.
Big target, Estelle, 6'3". Playing inside tonight. It's 1st and 10. Ticats, Saskatchewan 16. Kerrigan, quick pass again, complete to DiPietro. Down to the Rider 8.
Right now, Mike Kerrigan is taking the situations and just exploiting them perfectly. First to the inside when the safety was a little bit too far back. He hits Estelle. This time off the line of scrimmage. He takes one step and simply fires the ball into DiPietro because Eddie Ray Walker was giving him some leeway.
Second down and a couple at the 8-yard line of Saskatchewan for Hamilton. McAdoo bowls his way across the 5 and to about the 4 for a Ticat first down. A sprained left ankle, the word on Richie Hall. He will attempt to walk it off and get back into the game, but doesn't look promising for him there.
With that injury, Glenn Suter, number 27, who's normally at that safety spot, will go to the halfback, and 19, John Hoffman, will move into the safety position.
Hoffman, a rookie from the University of Saskatchewan, 5th-round draft pick, pressed into service. First and goal, Ticats. And DiPietro has a touchdown. Uncertain for a moment, but he was able to squeeze it. And the Tiger Cats regain their lead of 10 points, and then Osbaldiston Convert will make it 11.
But once again, DiPietro left your screen. He's going to start in the slot back, then come to the inside. Kerrigan will lead him to the inside. Eddie Ray Walker, number 2, tries to reach over and does tip the ball, but the concentration that DiPietro had, he kept it alive and got himself a touchdown.
DiPietro tonight has passed Tom Forzani, formerly of the Calgary Stampeders, and moved into 9th place on the all-time pass reception yardage list in the CFL. The Convert puts the Ticats in front 24-13.
20 years ago, Neil Armstrong and I were the first men to walk on the moon. This year, America celebrates the heroic spirit which put our flag on the moon sea of tranquility. Now you can own this $5 commemorative coin marking this historic event. About the same diameter as a silver dollar and painstakingly minted in a brilliant uncirculated finish, this legal tender coin is being issued by the Republic of the Marshall Islands, where America has an important tracking station. Issued on the anniversary date, July 20th, and minted only in 1989, this historic coin is available at its $5 face value for a limited time. It reflects American ingenuity and the renewed strength of our manned space program.
Order your first Men on the Moon coins today. For yourself, for gifts. Pay the $5 face value plus $1 each for delivery. There's a limit of 5 coins per order. Call now.
Saskatchewan scored a minute and a half into the second half to move within 4 points of Hamilton, but a Rocky DiPietro touchdown has put Hamilton back in front by 11. 7:50 left, third quarter, as Tim McRae brings the kickoff back to the Rider 48-yard line.
It's funny how things even out in a football game. Mike Kerrigan, who's had his shoulder operated on last year, is backpedaling and is still able to strong-arm that right shoulder that was operated on and get it to Rocky DiPietro. And things have a funny way of evening out. When he threw an interception earlier in the game, the defense turns into offense and tries to throw a block. And James Curry was called for unnecessary roughness right there.
Nelson Jones carrying through a big hole up the middle, and he's down to the Hamilton 45-yard line. Well, Curry is no stranger to incidents like that. Remember the incident with John Congemi a couple of years ago. That was an uncalled for, vicious attempt to injure Mike Kerrigan, in my opinion.
And he could have just put a real solid block on him and knocked him flat by hitting him in the chest.
Well, I mean, you want to get a shot at a quarterback, I guess, in a situation like that, but you don't take a shot in that fashion at his head, I don't think. The referee felt the same way and gave Curry a roughing penalty. Burgess, trouble with the snap from center.
See the Burgess just turning to the right, doesn't get a chance to squeeze the ball. Could be because he was coming up a little bit too early and starting his movement to the right. But that ball will still be a little bit greasy, even though the rain has stopped.
Well, Burgess and the Riders lose a couple. 1 yard, 2nd and 11 at the 46 of Hamilton, and the screen pass for McRae is batted down by the Ticats. 6:25 left in the third quarter. Hamilton leading 24-13. Dave Ridgway is 2 for 2 on the night in field goals. He made a 41-yarder in the first quarter when it was raining hard and he had the wind in his face. He somehow got it through there, then kicked a 10-yarder in the second quarter. This try will be from the 53, and he has the wind with him. Lots of distance, lots of accuracy. Ridgway just kicks field goals.
Get ready for non-stop action in August on ESPN. There's one great hit after another in 4 live NFL preseason showdowns. Aces abound as the tops in tennis tune up for the U.S. Open. Golf's greatest shoot it out in the final leg of the Grand Slam, the PGA Championship. Daring drivers rev up for NASCAR and Formula One thrills, while the pins fall on the PBA Summer Tour. It's an action-packed August on ESPN.
Batter up!
Home Run Derby is back. Baseball's legendary sluggers from Mantle to Aaron battle in a home run hitting contest. Home Run Derby, weekdays at 6 Eastern on ESPN.
The fourth quarter begins at Taylor Field in Regina. Quite unlike the way the first quarter began when the rain hit. We had quite a storm in the first half that let up late in the second quarter, and the weather's been very nice since then. Mike Kerrigan throwing an incomplete pass to get the fourth quarter underway, and he hasn't thrown many of those in this second half. He's been very sharp.
Well, again, Saskatchewan's trying to put some pressure on him and put Kerrigan in getting out of that short pass situation by blitzing safeties. Alapate, who's an interesting story, comes by way of Washington State, but was found by a scout that isn't on the staff of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. George Reed, who was down there, found out and had seen him play and made a call to John Gregory and said, this guy's a good one. You should get him in your camp.
Of course, Washington State is where George Reed played his college football, and what a career he had there. And then here with the Riders is Richard Estelle, has a pass from Kerrigan come up short with Alapate in the area. He was born on the Tonga Island in the South Pacific. Not a lot of CFL players hail from there. Just thought you'd like to know. Mike Kerrigan leaves the field, and Paulus Baldiston will try to make a field goal. Something he hasn't done tonight. 37-yard attempt. And as Baldiston finally finds the range, 52 seconds into the fourth quarter, to give Hamilton a 27-17 lead, a 10-point lead. What a relief that is for a place kicker who's had a tough night and struggled and finally makes one.
Well, I think what you try to do after you miss the first couple, and I think the difference there was his foot was parallel to where the tee is, which keeps his legs going straight through and doesn't, if it's too far up, his leg's going to hook around. It's frustrating to miss some field goals because, like a golfer, you try to figure out what the heck you're doing wrong. So you go to the side, you kick into the net a little bit, you try to get comfortable and relax and don't get uptight because you've missed a few, and that's going to help putting that one through.
Well, as Baldiston and Lance Chomick could get together and talk about their troubles, they 1 for 5 as Baldiston tonight, and Chomick 1 for 5 last night. James Curry for Saskatchewan, shaken up a few minutes ago, but he has his helmet on and looks like he's ready to resume activity. Well, the Saskatchewan Roughriders started off 3-0 last year. Neil, they'll have to do some rallying here, though, to do it again in '89 as they're down by 10. Ticats looking to get out of the gate 3-0, and what a start that would be for a team not considered to be a first-place contender in the East by most. As Baldiston's kickoff returned by Tim McRae up to the 35-yard line of the Riders.
Well, that'll give the Riders once again good field position. I haven't seen either team really be put in a bad spot. As you see, Burgess continuing on, not having great numbers statistically or percentage-wise, but has been able to get the job done so far. And John Gregory knows that he can launch them and light it up very quickly to his receivers, either Narcisse McDonald or either one of the inside slots.
Kent Austin, the backup quarterback for Saskatchewan, of course. He's been on the field in that punt alignment. Burgess, a nice twist to get away from the rush, but then he's hauled down from behind by Rod Skillman. You wonder how quick Skillman is. He closed on Burgess there.
From the backside. Covington from the front side, as you can see, laboring. He's got a bad ankle. Really destroys the play. Play action. Now, Burgess wants to come and set up right there. Now, there's a mismatch because Fairholm was blocking Covington. But watch Skillman go for the ball. Goes for that right arm first and a grab. Maybe he'd shake it loose.
And Burgess under pressure again, puts it up long for Fairholm, but he was out of bounds and had no chance at it. And Skillman was shaken up on that last play. A 10-point Hamilton lead, 27-17 over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And we're 1 minute and 52 seconds into the fourth quarter at Taylor Field. Skillman may be the most underrated defensive lineman in the CFL, and particularly with the company he keeps, Mike Walker and Grover Covington. You just don't hear as much about him as you should.
Well, obviously they look, as you said, to Walker, Covington, because that's where a lot of the pressure comes, and they've got the reputations of being the manhunters, so to speak, on that defense. But Skillman does nothing but being solid to the outside. He gives them that contain and the ability to come down hard on plays and on running plays to close down that outside. And as you saw in the last play, he's got the quickness to chase down a Burgess. Even though Burgess wasn't in full speed, he came a long way to make the play.
Riders 10 points down, have to give the ball away. Terry Baker to punt. And he's kicking into a breeze and hits another wobbly boot that doesn't get great distance. Zatilny takes it wide to the left and has some room. Wally Zatilny. Touchdown Hamilton. What a return by Wally Zatilny. 71 yards. And finally gets brought down by teammate Mark Wallace.
Zatilny seems tonight to be far more confident, both as a receiver and as a punt returner. And watch him get to this wall. See the Tiger Cats on your screen going to the left? They're creating that wall on the left side. First block by Flagel. close it down. There's another block on Milson Jones, just enough to get him behind. He's going to turn that corner, cut back. And there's not a lot of people are going to catch Zatilny. He's awfully quick. Alopati had a shot at him, but not enough. That wall was executed perfectly.
Was it ever? One of the things Bruno said he wanted to see was Zatilny break some kick returns tonight. He has that ability, and he did it there. The convert is good, and the Ticats now have a 17-point lead.
Great, you're still open.
Joe, what can I help you with?
I'm looking for... Say, what's that?
It's the new Sports Illustrated video. ESPN's amazing Biff, Bam, Boom, Anything Goes bloopers.
That's some name.
And they mean it. It's the wackiest, goofiest thing I've ever seen. Look at this nutty football. These guys could use padding.
Ah, this looks great. And these guys could use sidelines.
What is that, lacrosse? Or kill the guy with the ball?
Ah, man, I bet that hurt.
You think that hurt? Try this stuff.
Ooh, now that is amazing. I've never seen so much wild stuff.
There's plenty more in this video. Hey, where'd the mountain go?
Oh, watch that guy go flying.
And that guy.
Hey, 2 hands for beginners.
3 points for him.
They must open up the secret vault to get footage like this. Now that horse is smart.
Come on, buddy. Clean up your act.
Wipe out, wipe out, wipe out. This stuff is hilarious.
It's the craziest sports video I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot.
I'm sold. What's it cost?
I wish I could sell it to you, but I got it free with my paid subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Wow, I've been thinking of subscribing to SI.
Do it now, and you get SI at almost 50% off the total cover price.
You're kidding.
I just called their toll-free number and got 21 issues of SI, including their great football and baseball coverage, the big 35th anniversary issue, and the free 1990 swimsuit issue. I like it for the fashions.
Yeah, me too.
And I got the video for free, all for 3 easy payments of $9.95 each.
That's all it costs?
Like I said, it's almost 50% off.
So I get 21 issues of SI, including the free swimsuit issue and the preview issues for almost 50% off, and Biff Bam Boom free?
That's what I got.
Hey, thanks. I'm going to go call Sports Illustrated right now.
Hey, didn't he come in here for something?
Tim McRae running back to his 5-yard line to catch the kickoff by Osbaldiston, following the 71-yard punt return for a touchdown by Zatilny. And McRae with a good return of his own, a 45-yarder.
Everybody in Montreal, how you doing? That's pretty wet up there. Johnny, good luck. Hope you did well. All right, see you later.
Here we have a day in the life of a punter, Terry Baker, who thinks everything's under control and kicks the ball downfield and just about ready to jog off, and then you kind of look at the wall and go, oh, my goodness. Now, he wears a soccer shoe on his right foot with regular cleats. You can see them right there, not the normal AstroTurf shoe. Now, that will be a little bit more slippery in this weather than a normal cleat would.
And Tom Burgess stays in at quarterback for Saskatchewan from their 50. Burgess for Narcisse makes the catch at center field. Took a hit from Sonny Gordon while making that catch. Richie Hall now with the crutches out, a badly sprained ankle. And those types of injuries can keep you out for a long time depending on how quickly they come back, and that can vary greatly, can't it?
Oh, it sure can. The severity of the sprain probably won't really be found out until tomorrow after it is swelled up and see what kind of movement he's got, but hopefully it's not serious and that he'll be back. If not for the next game, only miss one.
2nd and 5 from center field. McRae carries, puts his head down and gets to the Hamilton 51, close to a first down, within a yard, maybe half a yard away from it.
Alopati with that ice on the knee, but that only stays on when he's not on the field with his defensive team. He's trying to keep some swelling down, something that's happened during this game. When you get a chance to play, you don't want a little injury, a bump or a scrape, or even let the coach see you that you've got an injury, because they might say, well, maybe you should stay out. He doesn't want any part of that.
11 minutes, 22 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Hamilton 34, Saskatchewan 17. The Riders a foot short of a first down at the Ticat 51. And on third down, they will go for it. Burgess will keep the football and get the first down. He gets a couple of yards across the 50 into the 49 of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Mike Kerrigan, the Hamilton quarterback, who has really had a strong game since the first quarter, is warming up again at the Ticat bench, and he's done this now the last few series, Neil. When they've gone off the field, he has spent his time throwing.
Well, I think that's important. It's because of the shoulder surgery that he had last year. It's a little bit cooler out there, and having been wet, he can't afford to pull any muscles around there because they're a little sensitive as it is. Keep it warm.
McCray carrying on first down. A penalty flag came down very quickly as McCray got 3 yards through the middle.
A little bit of early movement on the left side of the offensive line for Saskatchewan.
Ken Moore, the left tackle, moved a little bit too early for the Roughriders. John Gregory looking on and wondering if the Riders can come back the way they did against Calgary here in their season opener when they were down by 20 points and won. Burgess throws for Elgard. He has it at the 20 and down to the 12-yard line of Hamilton.
You had to wonder how long it was going to take before Ray Elgard was able to sneak out in the seam. The last movement Burgess will make on this semi-roll is to get away from Giftopoulos. See, he just swings that arm back around and then reloads and gets it downfield. Covington on the left side. Going to work him to the outside. Moore's working him. Good position, though. Covington starts to move when he sees Burgess work towards the line of scrimmage. The ball's gone by then.
Burgess, 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 11. Quick pass, no good. Looking for Elgard. Hit hard by Stephen Jordan at the 5-yard line. Boy, Jordan and Gordon get right on top of those receivers, don't they?
There are a couple of young guys. They're not afraid to snug right up and take what's going to happen, because they know, especially near the goal line, that they have to tighten up if they're going to take away those hot passes or quick passes to the inside receivers.
Burgess has thrown 1 touchdown pass tonight, his 9th of the year, and will probably look for number 10 on this play. 2nd and 10 at the Ticat 11. And he's hit just as he released the ball. McCray and Narcisse were the 2 receivers on the right side of the field. John Gregory looked like he was going to send the field goal team out, and now he's changed his mind. And the Riders will go for it on 3rd and 10 at the Hamilton 11. Trailing 34-17. Now, a field goal would put them within 2 touchdowns of tying it, but a touchdown would put them within 2 touchdowns of winning it. 9-10 left. And they don't need a touchdown. They need to get to the 1 for a first down. Burgess, pressure, gets it off in the grasp, and nearly a great catch by McCray as Burgess just about got away and just about completed it. 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
After my family, there are 3 things in life I really love: food, food, and more food. I absolutely adore chili. I devour pasta. And I just live for desserts. How do I stay fit? With the support of a magazine, Weight Watchers magazine. Weight Watchers magazine explains how to prepare delicious low-calorie food to help you stay fit. It also has 7-day menu plans, exercise tips, articles on fashion and beauty, and much, much more. For mouth-watering meals that are easy to prepare, and for the guidance and encouragement we all need, subscribe to Weight Watchers magazine. It worked for me. It could work for you.
Call 800-554-9000 for 12 issues of Weight Watchers magazine. Only $14. That's 40% off the cover price. You'll also get free our expanded dining out calorie guide that includes fast foods. Call 800-554-9000 now.
Darrell Patterson had great pressure on Tom Burgess, the Saskatchewan quarterback, to help disrupt that 3rd and 10 Rider gamble at the Hamilton 11-yard line. Well, a field goal there would have put the Riders within 14 points of Hamilton. As it is, they stay 17 behind and lose the ball. Kerrigan swings it out to McAdoo. And he works hard to get 4 yards up to the 15.
Well, as Daryl Patterson gets the cobwebs cleaned out of his head, the doctor's taking a good look at him. You'll watch him in the play. They're going to come up, blitz in the middle. He's blocked, but when Burgess starts to scramble and move towards the line of scrimmage, Patterson reacts and has got him there. Almost a spectacular play by both McRae and Burgess to keep the drive alive.
Daryl Patterson traded to Ottawa last year by Winnipeg for Joe Paopao and then dealt late in the season to Hamilton. Kerrigan throws and completes it up at the 26-yard line to Richard Estelle, who's made some key catches in the second half.
I think something we haven't covered tonight is the offensive line of the Tiger Cats. Carrington's had good time to throw against a very good group of rushers. Ralph Scholes is out of the lineup at right guard, and he's got a serious knee injury. Now, he's going to be missed because he's a good one. Brian Hutchings, who's a native of Hamilton, is taking his place. He's got good size, wearing number 53. He's done a good job, and he's in between Sanderson and Gorell, so he's had some help, too.
Riley and Dirks on the left side of the offensive line. Kerrigan hands to McAdoo on first down. Showing his strength, he breaks a couple of tackles and moves close to the 30. Gain of 3 or 4.
Well, we've seen Bob Jurison this year play defensive end, a little middle linebacker, a little outside linebacker because of the injury situation. Still looks a little bit hobbly. Hurt his leg earlier on in the game.
Down to 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 34-17 Hamilton. Their second down and 7 from their 28-yard line. Kerrigan passes, but Estelle, the intended receiver, slipped and fell. And so the Ticats will have to punt. Al Bruno, who is 58 or 59 years of age, depending on who you listen to. Al says he's 58. I said, how much longer for you, Al? He said, I'd like to coach till I'm 65. Isn't that the retirement age for most people? John Gregory at 50 hasn't given any thoughts to when he might ride off into the sunset. Paul Baldiston on his 14-yard line. Only 1 for 5 in field goals tonight, but a good punt here would help the Ticats, and that's exactly what he gives them. Kicks it away from Albert Brown, who finally gets it at the 25 and back to the 34-yard line. 6:16 to go. Hamilton leads by 17.
You know, for 20 years, people have been asking me, how can I get objective advice about investing? I always tell people, find an independent financial advisor, someone who won't pressure you to buy specific investments. This free book can help. The Schwab Guide to Selecting a Financial Advisor. It doesn't tell you who to choose, it tells you how to choose the right person, an independent advisor who works for you, not Schwab or any other brokerage firm. Here you learn how to find a professional who can give you thoughtful, thorough, objective advice to help you reach your financial goals. This is where you start.
Call today for your free copy of the Charles Schwab Guide to Selecting a Financial Advisor. Call 1-800-876-4800. 1-800-876-4800. That's 1-800-876-4800. Call Schwab now.
ESPN is your ticket to the NFL when the San Francisco 49ers and Los Angeles Rams go head-to-head. The Super Bowl champion 49ers enter a new era as their new coach faces his first live test. The Rams clash with their fierce Western rivals in the Far East at the American Bowl in Tokyo. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann bring you the preseason premiere of NFL football, Saturday night, live on ESPN.
Big smile on Mike Kerrigan's face. He has thrown a couple of touchdown passes tonight, 3 interceptions too, but he's had a good, strong outing. 2:50 left, and his Hamilton Tiger Cats lead Saskatchewan 34-17, and Todd Dillon is now quarterbacking the Ticats and has a second and 2 or 3, and the Saskatchewan Roughrider defense was ready for Laux, a rookie running back who's in the game now, Sam Laux from McMaster University.
Well, I don't think Reddy quite describes it. Gary Lewis in the inside playing tackle spot, who Bill Baker described last year as highly underrated and one of the toughest players he knows. Just smack Laux.
So 3rd down and 2.5. Ticats at their 50, and as Baldiston will punt, and he'll let some time run off the clock. It's down to 2:25, and it's ticking. And a good high boot by Baldiston. Skipper at the 10. Harry Skipper will try to turn the corner, get up to the 24-yard line, and there's a penalty flag. Eddie Ray Walker for Saskatchewan is either upset or celebrating the penalty call. I'm not sure which. As Baldiston 1 for 5 in field goals, but some good punting in the second half that's helped the Ticats. So Eddie Ray Walker wasn't celebrating. He was agonizing over taking a penalty. Yeah, as Baldiston's more than made up for his field goal misses with a great night of punting.
And he punted at a time when the weather wasn't very good, and he still got some good kicks away, and that was, at that point, was important to keep Saskatchewan back, not giving them good field position.
Joe Zuger, who tutored us Baldiston during the training camp session at Hamilton, was a good poor weather kicker in his days with Hamilton. McRae, a little dump pass from Tom Burgess, gains enough for a first down with 2:05 left. We thought we might see Austin in the second half, but Burgess has played so well, and of course pulled that miracle comeback against Calgary, Neil, and I guess they feel they'll stay with him. Throws long for Fairholm, and it goes through his hands. It looked like he had to kind of turn himself around, Fairholm, and try and catch that. But the ball was there, it appeared.
Tough throw for Burgess when he scrambles to his left to swing those shoulders back around. Fairholm's going to go in and then back to the outside. Donahue Grant is trailing. Now Fairholm makes that adjustment when he sees Burgess approaching the line and cocking that arm. Burgess just threw it to the sidelines.
Fairholm just couldn't get himself positioned properly to get his hands out for the ball. 2nd and 10 Riders at their 28, 1:54 left. Burgess again, lots of time over the middle, has Fairholm open and hit hard at the 45 by Jim Rockford. Ray McDonald that was, not Fairholm.
And once again, good throw and a good catch, but it couldn't have been done without the solid protection. Now, Hamilton's going to back off. Their coverage is going to be a little bit deeper. They're going to give Saskatchewan some of the passes underneath.
1:40 left as Burgess goes long down that sideline, and it's knocked away, intended for Fairholm. Rockford and Stephen Jordan on the coverage. That's become a hard-hitting Hamilton secondary. They have played well tonight, close coverage and a rugged style of play.
And Al Bruno says a lot of the good things are going to happen to that secondary because Scott Flagle seems to be back on track. According to Al Bruno, having a better year, taking control, being a leader back there.
2nd and 10 Riders at their 46, Burgess. And he tried to dump it off. And Ed Gadavekis, who's in at linebacker, clobbered Jeff Fairholm. 1:35 left, and Hamilton ahead by 34-17. Did Gadavekis ever unload on Fairholm?
Oh, he rocked him. Anytime you're going to, as a receiver, you're going to come in a slow pattern. It's almost like a throwback underneath instead of over the linebackers. You better expect to be hit in the back and hit hard.
Gadavekis in his 9th year with Hamilton. Burgess throws 3rd down. And they roll. It's incomplete, so the Hamilton Tiger Cats once again will take over on downs. Ray McDonald, the intended receiver. The Ticats headed for their 3rd straight victory, a 3-0 start. John Gregory will have to settle with a 2-1 beginning. It's the beginning of a tough stretch for the Riders. They play 3 games in 11 days. They'll be in Winnipeg next Wednesday and then host Ottawa here Monday, August the 7th. So that hectic 11-day span not getting off to a very good start. First down running play with Laux carrying. He's been a real pleasant surprise. A 6th-round draft pick out of McMaster, Sam Laux. And he just came into training camp and raised some eyebrows in the coaching staff. Here he is on the Hamilton Ticats.
I guess he raised those eyebrows by his aggressive style at the running back. Wasn't afraid to take anyone on, and in many situations for the fullback, the lead block on the ends, didn't back off and didn't try to cut people, just took them square on and tried to smack them.
Todd Dillon, big rush, gets it away to David Adams, who's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on a play that looked like it might lose Hamilton some yards. 1:09 left.
Well, as tough as this game has been for John Gregory and his team, as you said, these next few days or the week and a half are going to be even tougher. The preparation and getting ready for them, the games. I'm sure some of that preparation was done in the 10 days getting ready for this one, with breaking down a film. And Al Bruno gets the opportunity to go home 3-0. Smile on his face. He told us before the game he's 20 pounds lighter this year. He feels younger.
And Bruno's career record against Saskatchewan will go to 8 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties. Excellent career mark. No wonder he likes coming here and playing the Riders so much. There's Laux again with the ball on a pass from Todd Dillon. And he has a nice 11-yard gain and a first down.
It was interesting asking Al Bruno before the game how tough it was to pick your 1 and 2 quarterbacks. Obviously, Kerrigan was going to be his #1 man, but it was between Tom Porras and Todd Dillon. And Dillon being a little bit younger and a little bit stronger, that probably was the decision, and his performance later last year.
Clock running, 26 seconds left in the game. Handoff left side, Laux carrying. Gains a couple. Of course, the benefit of being in a situation like Hamilton is in, Neil, is they get to put some of these young guys in and give them a chance to play. In games where you have a comfortable lead, you can do that.
Sure, they're doing it with some of their offensive linemen. Darryl Harley is in, number 63 along the offensive line, getting some time. Brian Hutchings has weathered the first storm very well, done a good job at that right guard spot. I think Al Bruno has to be pleased with what he's seen from some of the young guys.
Here's one of those young guys, David Adams, carrying, losing a shoe. And that play ends the game. There were no penalty flags, and it's over here at Taylor Field in Regina. A night that started with a bit of a monsoon, a storm, ends on a very high note for the Hamilton Tiger Cats in a 17-point win. They're now 3-0.
Mom, what's rocket fuel made of?
Look it up, dear.
Look it up, dear.
Stay tuned for a free offer from Encyclopedia Britannica.
Come taste the adventure. Come reach to the sky. Come feel the excitement of who, what, where, why. Open Britannica. Explore and you'll find that living the moment can capture your mind.
To find out more about Britannica for your child, call toll-free 1-800-544-1000. And we'll send you this free booklet. And just for previewing Britannica in your own home, you can get this 3-volume desk reference set absolutely free. So call this number now.
There's experience for a lifetime in Britannica.
Call now.
You're watching ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Foster's most valuable player at Taylor Field tonight, wide receiver Wally Zatilny of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Chosen as much for that kick return for a touchdown, Wally, as for your work as a wide receiver. Tell me about the kick return. How did it work?
Well, actually, the call wasn't even for me. I'm the call side on the right-hand side, and the ball was going to the left, so I called David Adams, the new guy we brought up this week, And it was a short punt, and the ball bounced in my hands. We had a middle return, but I saw Scott Flagle coming on the outside, and he made a great block. I got around the corner, and we had the wall set up great. I just made a nice move at the end and got in the end zone.
Al Bruno told us today that he felt you were overdue to do something on kick returns. Did you share that view?
Well, I missed the whole the 2 preseason games of broken finger, and I had a little rough start. And it takes a while to get your timing down. And today, the guys made some nice blocks on the kickoff return, and on the punt return, the wall was set. It's nice when you get the blocks, and the boys, the special teams guys, played well all game.
Well, Wally, congratulations, and thank you very much for talking with us. Wally Zatilny, our most valuable player. Our next game on CFN will be Tuesday night. Ottawa and Calgary from McMahon Stadium in Calgary. The final score here at Taylor Field in Regina. Hamilton 34, Saskatchewan 17. Good night from Taylor Field.